Hey, I'm Raoul Bhaneja from Raoul and the Big Time and Blue Standard, two acts that have performed at the Rex over the years. I guess the first thing that got me into music was this. I had a neighbor, and they had a extra harmonica lying around, and he had all kinds of instruments. And I was over one day visiting. I used to go drop by their place and hang out, and he saw me staring at this harmonica on his bookshelf, and he said, "Oh, you want it?" I said, "Sure." So I picked it up. Couldn't really make anything out of it to start, but when I'd walk to school, I'd carry it with me. And as I would walk to school, you have that natural pattern of breathing in and out, and that starts that train rhythm. So I started playing with all those things as I was starting out as a kid, probably when I was about 10 or 11. And that kind of got me started. I think the first time I can really remember performing in front of people as a musician was, it was my elementary school band, and my music teacher at the time got me up on stage because I used to do impersonations of Louis Armstrong when I was around the same age, about 10 years old. And so I got up on stage with the school band, and it was for like our spring fair. And I got up and did Alexander's Ragtime Band, but as Louis Armstrong. So it would have been pretty weird to see, an 11-year-old kid up there going, "Zaza, Zaza, come on along, come on in here. It's the best band in the land." But that was probably my first performance. Well, gosh, there's so many, but being a blues musician, I'd have to say probably one of my favorite songs is Hoochie Coochie Band, the version done originally by Muddy Waters, who was probably one of the greatest blues musicians to ever walk the earth. And his version of that I just love. It's got that. Gypsy woman told my mother before I was born. Oh, tandoori chicken. Yeah, being half Indian, and someone of South Asian descent, I can't go too long without tandoori chicken, and that's probably one of my go-tos. Anywhere I am in the world, if I'm going to an Indian restaurant, North Indian in particular, where that's kind of more of the specialty, I'll have to suss out their tandoori chicken, and that'll let me decide. My favorite one used to be across the street from the Rex, Trimurti, but it closed down. But yeah, that'd be my favorite food. When I'm not performing, which feels kind of strange right now for a lot of us who would play at the Rex, it's weird not to be doing that. I'm also an actor. That's my other performing profession. So, I'm like everybody. I'm at home a lot right now, trying to stay healthy and do what we're told. And I've been taking this time to listen to a bit more music. And I've also started a podcast on jazzcast.ca. I have a 2-hour radio blues show that I do once a week now. And so it's been really good to get back in touch with my music collection and just listen to other people and what they've got to offer. And so I've been trying to listen to more music because even though I'm a news junkie, like I love the news, I love world events. I grew up, always interested in that stuff. But, there's so much bad news right now that I just try to take a little sip of bad news and then a big, tall gulp of music. When I first came to Toronto, I felt very welcome here. Being a person of a mixed background, I felt like it was no big deal here. People didn't matter really what my background was. What mattered was who I was and what I was into and where I'd like to go hang out. And I know the Rex for me, in 1998, I started hanging out at the Rex. I would sit in with my friend Kevin Quain, who plays there still quite regularly. Kevin had a band called the Jump Kings with Gene Hardy on saxophone, lots of great musicians, Jordan O'Connor, I went to high school with. And I'd go sit in with those guys. and the Rex has just become like it's like my living room. And you know, there's a picture of me on the wall. It's the one of the only colored pictures on the wall. It's when you come in the door, you walk in the door, and on your right, and there's above one of the booths, Bill King took a picture of myself and Darren Gallen, my guitar player, who plays a ton at the Rex as well, also with Dr. Nick. He took that at the Beaches Jazz Festival, I think in the year 2000, maybe it was 2001. And so what I like to do is I like to go to the Rex, and sometimes I'll meet people there, and I'll be sitting at that table, and we'll have lunch, or we'll hang out, or we'll go through the whole thing, and then at the end I'll kind of be like, hey. And most people don't recognize me, but that's okay. But no, I love the Rex. I love the staff. And having played and been at a place like that for the last 22 years, I do miss not being there, but I know we'll be back soon, and audiences will be there, and we'll all be listening to great music before long. I think one of the best things about music is the act of just listening to it, watching it, unifies people. And one of the amazing things about music is it doesn't require necessarily an understanding of language, the language it's spoken in, or the language of the people who are playing it. Music is music, and I love the fact that it can be a unifying force. And in a city like Toronto that has people coming from all over the place, I think music, along with food, is a great way to bring people together. And so, yeah, I think that's really why music's so powerful for me.